Hello, welcome back everyone. I'm George Ross, this is Retro Reselling. Today's video is all about the electronics I pick up. Is it actually worth the risk and the hassle and effort of testing, cleaning? Obviously more awkward to package. Obviously electricals from a boot sale is medium to high risk, as you tend to have to pay up a little bit sometimes, and there's no way of testing it at the boot sale. But I believe more often than not it is way worth getting into electricals if you can, especially vintage electricals. So today's video is going through all my electricals I currently have to test, which is this lot here, and this is only about two and a half weeks worth of pickups for me. This is everything here. I'll lay it out a bit better so it's easier to see, but it's just stacked full of VHS DVD combis, plain VHS players. There's a lamp, camcorders, there's a camera, radios. I'm gonna add it all up, what I've paid for this lot here. Obviously take you through how I test different things. Yeah, some very interesting and bread and butter items for me. So I'm gonna lay them out, I'll quickly scan through, and then I'll take you to the tools you might need that will make this a lot easier to test with. Right, so here we go. Here is everything ready to test. It's quite VHS DVD heavy this past fortnight, but there is a nice mixture. These two are the big daddies, hopefully. Especially this one. Paid £50 for this one on its own from Facebook. This is a Toshiba VHS to DVD recorder. It's got HDMI, and these go for easy over £200 for me on Amazon. So, and they're both roughly the same price, I reckon. These are the two I'm counting on here. And then also here as well, we've got another Samsung, I think slightly lower than this one. So a nice mix all together. And I'm going to take you through to some of the tools you'll need to make this process easier. So here is my personal little electronical testing toolkit. Down over here we have a trusty Scotch video head cleaner. I also recommend getting a couple of different VHS videos. Obviously best film ever made has to be in there to test. And also I use Mr. Blobby, trusty Mr. Blobby there. I recommend getting a couple, maybe even 3 or 4, just because obviously tapes do wear out after some time, and if the tape's not playing correctly you might think that there's something wrong with the video player when there's not. It's just the tape's worn out. So it's just nice to have a few to choose from. Also here I have a Betamax tape, which is like a VHS tape obviously if you don't know, but slightly smaller. Obviously they are very nice to find if you can find them. Betamax players, they bring some really good money even not working. But I think I had to pay sort of £8–9 for this tape here, but again it's just another spare tape. I should get another one really, going by my other tip. But yeah, Betamax players worth a lot of money, so worth spending a little bit to get just a spare tape on that. Coming over to my little handy box. Vintage radios require big chunky, I think it's PP9 or PP7 batteries. These come quite cheap now because obviously vintage radios are quite fashionable. Shops have started supplying these again, which is quite handy. Also need a trusty cassette tape player, bit of Chaz and Dave. For the video cameras, you can get obviously spare cameras that come out of people's video cameras, but then I had to get something cool. I've got a bit of Looney Tunes action on mine. We've also got speaker wire. We've got small camera batteries for 35mm cameras, spare Polaroid cartridges for testing them, make sure they're power on. Obviously DVD, a CD. If you're buying voice tape recorders, you obviously need a micro tape just to make sure they record fine. I also recommend getting one of these. It's a universal power adapter. You get different sized like plugs basically, which can be changeable. And also on this plug the voltage is changeable as well. So obviously we've got 3, 4.5, 5 going up to 12 volts. Just obviously make sure you check on the unit what voltage is needed, because you don't want to be blowing up a good unit. Also I highly recommend buying cheap from China on eBay spare battery springs. Obviously with toys, remote controls, people leave the batteries in sometimes and you get acid corrosion. And with these, they're dirt cheap and you get hundreds of them, and you can easily fix a faulty remote control or Walkman etc. by just replacing the spring. Also recommend if you do have faulty items that obviously have a plug attached, I suggest cutting the plugs off and keeping them spare. Here's one I made earlier. Sometimes vintage items come with the plug cut off, or the plugs just need changing for sort of safer, more modern ones. So it's always handy to have spare UK plugs. Last but not least, you really need, when I'm testing electricals, batteries. Every single size battery you can think of, from the biggest to the small cell batteries for like micro games. Obviously AAs have plenty. I get rechargeable ones, but I always forget to charge them, or they lose life after a while. So just cheap sort of Aldi or Lidl ones, get a pack of like 12 for a couple of £. So that's basically it, apart from a screwdriver obviously to open up if we need to have a little look. So yeah, let's get testing. And I've quickly tallied up what this lot here cost me, and I have an investment of £215 into everything here. So obviously that sounds like a lot, but considering if one of these are working, that's over £200. Just one of these units here could pay for everything on this sofa. So this is why I like to take the risk with electricals, but we're now going to see what percentage actually works. So let's get on. So the first thing I'm testing is this Fujifilm Instax 200. Basically like a Polaroid camera. You put your film cartridge inside like so, and it produces instant pictures. The Polaroids, you don't actually need batteries on most of them, but this one requires, I believe, 4 AA batteries. Yep. So with electronics, you obviously need to be aware of battery corrosion, which is basically when people leave in batteries and then over the months and years these start leaking and it corrodes and it can destroy items. There's only a little bit, so this should be fine. Contacts still look okay. So we're going to simply plug these in and see if it works. Okay, once they're on, I won't bother putting the lid on. Just press some buttons. So it's looking good. I think to turn the flash on and off is this one here. Yeah. So we'll test the flash. Hold your eyes. I don't put film in because the film's quite expensive. But obviously the zoom looks like it's working. It's making the right noises. The flash works. Overall, I'm happy with this being battery tested. I will put in the description, not film tested, which 99% of these are. So yeah, first one, looking good. Okay, next up here we have probably the simplest test of the electronics, and it's lamps. This seems to take a usual push and twist type bulb, which I have here. Push, twist, switch it on, hopefully it works, and that's that one tested after a bit of a wipe. And that should be from £15 that I've paid for it. That should be a nice £45 sale there. Okay, then the moment of truth. Hopefully it turns on. And it does. Make sure on and off. Yep, 2 out of 2. Next up is another easier item. That's the AB Pure radio. This one actually comes with the power adapter, which is very handy. Obviously just a simple plug in, switch on, make sure it tunes in, and then that should be that one. Okay, so it's looking promising. I've just plugged it in and we've already got a display. A top tip with radios, make sure the volume is down. Many times I've turned them on and it's been right at the top and blown my ears off. So make sure the volume's okay, like at a comfortable level before you do test it. So all you got to do now is fingers crossed and hope it turns on. It'll take a while to tune, being a digital.
Chris Gale and Evan Lewis at the
there we go.
Innings, which Nicholas Poran in
Just
particular
test.
looked really impressive. Young man has just spoken plenty about aggressive batsman, natural timer of the ball.
Make sure it does switch radio stations okay. I just find a talk one so I can't play music on YouTube. Go talk sport.
To 12 overs, chasing 289. Windies 68 for 2.
That's looking good. 3 out of 3. Before I move on, I know this is working, but this is a good opportunity to show you how the universal adapters work. Taking out the box here. So basically, if I bought this radio without the power adapter, I would use this guy to test this guy. And this is a good opportunity to quickly show you how this works. All you got to do is basically look on the back where the power goes, check the voltage, and here you can see 9 volt DC. Check that your power adapter does go to 9 volts, which this one does. Obviously the arrow is pointing at the moment on 5 volts, so that's probably not powerful enough to turn this on at the minute. To change that, all you need to do, take a simple flathead screwdriver, place it in the middle, twist until it clicks to the correct amount. Obviously beware, do not go over what the unit says, as you will blow up the unit and this, obviously fire hazards. So just double check. So 9 volt, definitely arrow pointing at 9 volt. So all we then have to do is find which one fits in. They just simply plug in to the end here. It's like a double sort of adapter here. I believe it's this end one. Just make sure it fits in nice, so it's not too loose or too tight. There you go. So that's the correct one there. Simply plug it in there. One slightly bigger than the other. Should simply go on like so. So we've got a right sized pin and we've got the right voltage. Simply plug in and work as the other adapter did. So I've plugged it in, it's looking good, the power's already come on standby mode. Just double check.
And going to the Dutch FA, we're looking at one of those kind of root and branch.
And there we go, that's how you use the power adapter. Right, so I've migrated into the kitchen. The kids are home now. But I am onto media players. Starting with a standard video player. Oh, bear with me. There we go. Nice sale while we're recording. There's the Smeg toaster. £55.99 plus postage. You saw me pick that up for £10. Nice flip. Right, so carrying on with video players and media players, I recommend you get a cheap TV that has SCART leads. Our main TV is a smart TV and they no longer have like aerial or SCART leads, which is quite annoying. So just a cheapy TV just for testing. Plonk that in. So just make sure you got the right source on the TV. So we're going to want SCART lead here. Okay, I've had to switch units because the first video seems to not produce video, which is quite strange. We'll try this video here. This is the Samsung Combi. Okay. The technology is starting to go wrong. So it's not liking tapes, which is quite annoying. Well, there we go. Looks like 2 faults with 2 video players. Great. So, third time lucky. I've picked out the most expensive unit that owes me £50, and it's the Panasonic DMR EZ48V. Video to DVD. It's just come up with an error code. This is not going very well. U81. I think I've had this before though. Tends to be when it's sitting around for a while, you normally have to just turn it off and on again, and that normally gets rid of that. Just like so. So let's now try the video. There we go. Obviously, just make sure the remote works as well while testing the functions. So we've got pause, play, stop, play, rewind, fast forward and rewind. Yeah, this video player looks like it's got nothing wrong with it. So that's how you test video players. It's basically the same with every one now. So I'll probably do a time lapse and go through each one and then show you the results at the end. Okay, it's actually the next day now. Children, wife's birthday and that suddenly got on top of me. I've got all day now. I'm all set up. Got my iPad there, catch up with some YouTube I guess. Falling a bit behind. And yeah, get these tested.
Have a sort out in here, and I know
So I was just doing my testing on the time lapse, flicked onto Nick's latest video, and I thought I need to try my head gear out. So I'm gonna put you on my head, and you'll get more of a first person view of what I'm doing. I can sort of explain a little bit as well. So without any further ado, the things I do for you. Let's do this. So here we have a Sony 3D Blu-ray player. Picked up for only £5. Plug it in there. We'll see there's no SCART lead in this, so we'll grab the HDMI. It's looking good. And of course, no other film to test but the best. Yeah, we've got some menus and everything. Just whack that in. Right, it's making good sounds. Here we go. We've got some action here. Here we go. The disc seems to be reading. We'll give this a wipe over while it's here. Trusty baby wipes. And this is the remote control for it. That's also very grim. I would recommend, actually, I should be wearing them. Should really be wearing gloves, obviously all dirty and stuff if you cut yourself, like I already have. You don't know what sort of gunk is on these systems, so I do suggest buying some cut-proof gloves. Those protect your fingers from accidents and grime. So now we're doing this properly. That a good scrub. Baby wipes tend to get most things off. Don't really need to get too chemically heavy. Batteries look a bit knackered. Recycle them. There we go. Right, where did I put the remote? It is. Alright, alright. Right, here we go. Alright, it's working now. Right, we've got the main menu up. Just make sure it starts playing. That's all I think I need to do on this one, which is quite handy. Yeah, all good. Get my batteries back. Now this can join the photography pile, which I'm keeping in here. There we go. Okay, we've come across a slight problem. We've got a good Toshiba here, worth sort of 150-ish on eBay. DVD player plays fine, the hard drive plays fine, but I'm having a problem with the video, which is quite common with this model, which is really annoying. It seems to be loading, but then something sounds a bit stiff, so hopefully I'm going to open it up, give it a bit of a clean. Hopefully that gets it going, but yeah, this model tends to have video problems for some reason. So I thought I'd record this bit normally, sort of open it up, see if I can get it working on tape. Yeah, let's see what we can do. Alright, let's open her up, shall we? No matter how much you check, there's always one screw that will be left that will stop you from opening. Right, here we go. So, let's turn it round. So obviously we've got DVD drive, this is the video player, video head, there's a hard drive there. So these ones are working. It's just this one we've got to look at. So I'm going to carefully plug it back in. We'll see what happens when we do put a video in. Have a look. Right, so it's I've just opened it up and it looks like it's now playing, which would be very handy, but that makes no sense. Rewind a bit. Fast forward. So it seems to be working. Oh, well, there we go. It wasn't working. I've opened up the shell, but it might have just been sometimes with these units as well. Obviously, when they're sitting around for months and probably many years, we'll see moving parts, they might seize up over time. So to get them going, sometimes you do have to turn them off and on again, sort of get them going again, which I think is the case here, because now I have a fully working unit. I might give it another go in a minute once I've tested everything else, just to double check. So yeah, well, you got to see inside anyway. So if it was interesting, nice, there we go. Okay, so picture area now set up, lights ready, everything's all been cleaned, ready to be pictured. I thought I'd show you the two fails. Out of everything, only 2 things have gone wrong, so that's quite good for the amount of electricals I've got. So I'll quickly show you what did fail. So here's the 2 fails. It ended up being this Panasonic SuperDrive VHS player. It was playing, but there was nothing coming up on the screen, like no visuals, and after a while all the commands just stopped and I had to get my VHS tape out by opening the lid and everything. So I tried a few times, but yeah, that was a no-go. So that owed me, I think it was either £3 or £5, one of them, no more than that. So not a great loss there, just a shame it didn't work, because it is a nice one, these Panasonics. And the second one to let me down was this Kenwood multiple CD player. It opens out and you can play 5 CDs at once and flick between them. I did get a CD in and it went in, but it wasn't reading any CDs. And then the drawer would not open at all, and then it suddenly just lost all power, like turning itself off at random times for no reason. So yeah, this one owes me £10. To be honest, the guy I got it from did look a bit suspect. I know you shouldn't really judge, but I did think at the time, oh there you go. I did think at the time I shouldn't really pick it up, but yeah, I took a chance at 10 because these can go for quite good money. I've had them before. £10 down the plug hole, and I can't really save anything from this either, which is a bit of a letdown. So yeah, so altogether £15 out of pocket, which is actually pretty good to be honest, considering the amount of quality stuff I've got here. I'll quickly picture everything, do another little time lapse maybe, and then I'm going to roughly work out what all this is going to be listed for. Then do a summary at the end to see if that was all worth it or not. And that's everything pictured. Didn't take too long, took about sort of half an hour, 40 minutes. But electrics like this are normally quite easy. Just lay them out, get pictures of the angles, etc. So yeah, no bother at all really with that part. I quickly run through the items with a calculator to sort of see approximately what I'll be listing them for on eBay. And it come to £1,085 listed before any fees, etc., sales. So yeah, so from my, what was it, £200 odd investment, it's taken a bit of fiddling about, obviously medium awkwardness to package, but from 200 to over £1,000 in listings. That's why I like doing electronics. Just looking around, there's not really any long tail items either. They'll either sell quickly or within a few months. So I'm always on the lookout for electronics. They sell, I get them in and they go out. So yeah. So that's this video done. Hopefully it came out okay. Hopefully it's inspired you to maybe be a bit braver with electronics. It's not all a pain in the bum. Obviously it is a bit fiddly, but overall the profit is there to be made. I'll leave this one here now. Go out and find some of this stuff, and if you do, send me a message on Facebook. I love it when people message me, like showing me what they found because of these videos. Yeah, go out there and make some money. I'll see you in the next video. See ya.